My friend at school, who, for the purposes of this video, we'll be calling Brayden, started playing Fnaf World. We got stuck at a couple parts, so I looked up some videos to help us. Because of this, I found out about 100% speedruns, as well as 157% speedruns. Then I thought back to a video I saw made by a YouTuber called Blue Cubed on how to 100% Minecraft. It had a bunch of stuff that was absurd. No player could actually do it in vanilla survival Minecraft simply because of how much time it would take to do. So I decided to take that and apply it to Fnaf World, and here we are. However, I will not be calculating how much time it would take to do this because A, I'm too lazy to do that, and B, things like getting a new character other than update 2 characters and starter characters are completely down to RNG, and thus there is no way to calculate it. If you want to somehow calculate it and figure out what true percent this would be, since 157% is a speedrun category, be my guest. And if you do end up calculating it, please tell me. But I am not going to be doing it here. So without any further ado, let's get right into it. The first task you have to do isn't even in Fnaf World, but in Ultimate Custom Night. Set Old Man Consequences to 1 and everyone else to 0. Beat his fishing minigame and either talk to him or drown in the lake. Then open up Fnaf World and you should have the Old Man Consequences trophy. I wanted to do this first because once you get the trophies, they're there forever, and unless you completely erase all your data, there's no way to get rid of them. So unless you did that before you get the Old Man Consequences ending in Fnaf World, doing it in Ultimate Custom Night almost feels useless. I hope you enjoyed that task, because it's the only one you don't have to repeat. When you first create a new run of Fnaf World, you are presented with 3 slots. While you don't have to do this, I suggest making slot 1 your normal mode runs, slot 2 your hard mode runs, and slot 3 your fixed party runs, and both normal and hard mode. So you start on normal mode and talk to Fredbear. Remember to press done when it appears. You'll see why later. First, we can kill Auto Chipper and get Head Start Strength and Head Start Defense. And while we're at this part of the game, let's get Head Start Speed. So next thing you want to do is kill every enemy combination in your area. There is a maximum of 4 of the same enemies that can spawn in a battle, as well as a minimum of 1 enemy. So let's take a normal enemy at this early stage of the game, like Gear Rat. So you have to kill a party of 1, 2, 3, and 4 Gear Rats separately, and that applies for every other non-boss or non-character enemy in the game. You must also flee from every enemy combination in the game, which unfortunately includes the animatronics you play as. The chip Run the Luck could be useful for this, but you don't get that until the entrance of World 4/the Ocean Place. Still, you can do stuff in this area without entering the first glitchy tree. First, you want to go into one of the buildings at the beginning and talk to who the fandom assumes is Henry. However, you don't want to talk to the Fredbear that spawns after this. Instead, you want to walk through the tree that also leads to the Update 2 area. You'll see why later. You can also play the games there in any order, but let's go through them together. In Fnaf 57 Freddy in Space, I suggest you start with getting coffee, as that will be the hardest, requiring you to get 0 upgrades to your Phaser Blaster. The next logical step would be to get Jack O'Bonnie, which will actually take the longest. Why? because it requires you to get some but not all upgrades, which ranges from 1 to 8. So, in order to truly 100% FNAF World, you must get every combination of cupcakes. For example, let's say for one run, you will get cupcakes 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, and 9, and miss cupcakes 1, 4, and 6. Lastly, you will get Purple Guy by getting all 9 cupcakes. I made this one the last one for Freddy in Space because I thought it would be satisfying to absolutely obliterate the Scott Coffin head, even if only slightly faster than the previous times you've done it. To put salt into the wounds, while you're getting coffee, Purple Guy, and all Jacko Bonnie combinations, you must kill every enemy, including the laser security camera things, and as a cherry on top, not take a single point of damage. After that long period of toxic perfectionism, you can let some stress go by dying to every enemy. Now that you've done that, you remember another task you need to complete, so you go back to the spawn area and die to every enemy combination, including auto chipper and character encounters. This will be very irritating later in the game because say you're grinding for a character like Spring Bonnie. You need to find them once, just to run away, find them again, just to die to them on purpose, and find them a third time, and finally being able to add them to your party. Going back to the Update 2 area, you can stroll through Foxy EXE quite easily, and from what I know, the enemy generation is random, so you don't have to be killed by every combination of enemies in this minigame. Just die at least once to the Wither Freddies and once to the cats. In Foxy Fighters, you can do whatever you want in the less than A ranking ending, but for the A ranking ending, you must not take a single point of damage. Then, when you've done that, you must take damage from every single enemy in Foxy Fighters. I originally wanted to say you get killed by them, but there's no way you're going to get killed by the very first enemy of the game, due to the nature of Foxy Fighters. Finally, Chica's Magic Rainbow. I'm not going to say you have to be killed by everything that can possibly kill you, as some of them are impossible. But if you really want to be killed by the ones that the game can actually kill you with, be my guest, but it won't count. Maybe for a 101%. There's nothing really special to add to Chica's Magic Rainbow, just don't die at all while completing it under and over the 3-minute mark. After that, be killed by the rainbow, so you can get all possible voice lines from it. For the first time in history, Chica's Magic Rainbow was easier than Foxy Fighters and Freddy in Space. While you have these super OP characters, might as well go kill Chica's Magic Rainbow. Make sure that you are. Hold on, I lost where I was in the script. Make sure that that on your way, you get killed by, and run away from every enemy combination you come by. I don't know if you can encounter characters in this part of the game, though. After that, you can return back to the spawn area, where there's one last task you can do in this area. And no, it's not buying all of Lolbit's bites or Mendo's endoskeletons, though you are completely free to do that at this stage of the game if you want. I mean that you need to capture every single one of Dee Dee's fish, including getting the ending where you get the pearl at the bottom of the lake 5 times. So to recap, you have been killed, and run away from every enemy combination and character you could have encountered up to this point. Painstakingly did everything you could in the Update 2 minigames, killed Chica's Magic Rainbow, bought everything buyable at this point, and made the fish in Dee Dee's pond extinct. Go towards the first glitchy tree, then close the game. Get back in, walk through Fredbear, and into the glitchy tree. After hours, possibly days straight of playing FNAF World, we are finally able to go to the first glitchy world. We'll be playing the game normally from this point, just with the kill, be killed by, and run away from all enemy and character combination rule. Also remember to get all the chips that you can when you're in this, and when you're in the subtunnels, make sure you go through all possible exits and glitchy trees. You can also play the game normally from here while following those rules until you get to the part where you can get the Old Man Consequences ending. Before you go into that subtunnel, make sure that you save. When you get to the fourth layer of the subtunnels, talk to Old Man Consequences, exit the game, go back to Old Man Consequences, and drown in the lake. But by this point in the game, you have probably already obtained all the characters, so before we go fight Pork Patch, let's go back to Fredbear at the very beginning of the game, and trigger the universe ending and with every possible Fredbear location. From there, beat all the key bosses and security. While we're talking about the endings, don't forget to get the clock ending. And because this is more normal mode, you cannot beat Scott or Chipper's Revenge, but your journey through this run still isn't over. Now you must beat every enemy combination, with every party combination, with every chip and bite combination. You don't have to do that with characters during this run, considering you've probably already got them all. For example, let's say you're playing against Chica's Magic Rainbow using a second party with Foxy at 1, RXQ at 2, Phantom Chica at 3, and Paper Pals at 4. On your first team, you have Purple Guy on 1, Phantom Mangle on 2, Balloon Boy on 3, and Nightmare Chica on 4. You also have the chips Evercomet Weak, Auto Regen, Curse Status, and Counterbite enabled. And on the bite side of things, you only have MedPod 1 activated. It's just now that you realize it's completely optional to have less than 4 bytes activated. This means that on the byte and chip side of things, you must activate every combination of having 1, 2, 3, and 4 bytes/chips enabled. A task related to this task is to use every move on every character on every enemy combination. Moves like Jacko Bomb are pretty easy, but let's say you're using a move like Mike Toss with Freddy Fazbear. On a party of 3 Gearats, the Mike Toss may hit the one on the front, but you need to reach the scenario where the Mike Toss hits the other 2 Gearats. Then there are some moves like Buzzsaw and Springlocks, which do varying amounts of damage, in which you will have to use these moves on every enemy combination and character combination with every amount of damage. A move like Slasher is a nice move in between Mike Toss and Buzzsaw moves. With that move, you have to use it on every enemy and character combination and have it both hit and miss. The last category of moves I want to talk about are the one-shot moves like Escape Key, Unscrew, and Unscrew 2, and the Reaper Bites, being the only bites I will count in this use every move category. You need to ensure these moves kill every combination of enemies and characters. Escape Key is especially difficult because it's the only one-shot move that can kill multiple enemies at once. Let's say you're facing an army of 4 Gearats and use Escape Key. Let's also say this Escape Key kills the Gearats at the top and bottom, but leaves the ones on the left and right completely unfazed. That is only one possible scenario of Escape Key, and you must use them all on every enemy combination. Once you're done using all the moves of every enemy combination, do it again, but this time with the Mimic Ball. If one of the characters you're playing as doesn't know Mimic Ball, and you don't have Auto Mimic equipped for this battle, it won't count against you. Once you've done that, congratulations! You've done everything you could in this particular save file, But don't go ahead and start a hard mode run just yet. Remember our party from earlier with Foxy first? Let's say while using this party, instead of fighting Chica's Magic Rainbow, you are fighting Shadow Freddy. Since one of the tasks is to kill, be killed by, and run away from every possible enemy combination and character combination with every party, chip, and bite combination, let's say you want the Shadow Freddy and the Nightmare Chica on in this scenario to be switched, but you got Nightmare Chica before Shadow Freddy, then this scenario is impossible in this run, which means you need to start a new normal mode run and get the character fights and party fight chip combinations you couldn't get in the last run. I won't hold it against you if you don't perform the crazy Update 2 minigame tasks during these runs that I had you do during the first run, since these are separated from the standard battle mechanics. All the other tasks you will need to complete in these new runs, though. You must also get all possible combinations of the party select screen. This is slightly cushioned by the fact that your party is probably not going to get Spring Bonnie as your first new character, but the existence of the Update 2 characters definitely makes this harder. This one final task we need to do. There is one final task we need to do before we move on to hard mode, and you should be doing this in every new run. Every time you talk to Fredbear, press Done, then leave the game and rejoin. When you talk to Fredbear again, don't press Done. This ensures that in every run, you both press the Done button and get the dialogue you need for the clock ending. The only exception to this rule is the talk with Fredbear you get when starting a new run, which can never be repeated. This means that every time you start a new run, you have to play it in the exact same way, but to do the opposite of what you did during your first talk with Fredbear. So, if you played a normal run of Fnaf World, you would have to play that game the exact same way, but you don't press done in this scenario on the first Fredbear talk, of course. Once you've completed all those tasks, congratulations! You have been in Fnaf World Normal Adventure Mode. Now to complete all the previous tasks on Hard Mode, and finally move on to Slot 2. This includes the Perfectionist tasks that I had you do during the Update 2 minigames. Sure, you've done them before, but on a normal adventure mode run. This is a hard mode adventure run, so yeah, just complete all the previous tasks, but on hard mode, but now with Scott and Chipper's Revenge. One might find it unfair that you have to fight Scott Cawthon with only the starting characters and no Reaper, but there is a way to do it. I saw a video called Fnaf World, but I'm a God by, I'm probably gonna butcher this name, Rakaven, where he takes 8 significantly over-leveled Freddy Fazbears and one-shots every enemy, including Chica's Magic Rainbow. Something that, if you have completed all the normal mode tasks, you would have done before, probably. From what I've seen, there appears to be no maximum level of a FNAF character in FNAF World that you can reach, which is good because it allows you to kill enemies with ease, with enough grinding, of course, and having all characters reach the maximum level isn't a task that you have to complete since there is no maximum level. But if there is a maximum level that no one has reached yet, rip to you, I guess, because now you gotta do that on every run. Once you complete every task again, but in hard adventure mode, you can finally move on to fixed party mode, which is by far the easiest for multiple reasons. For starters, the party select screen is significantly easier, with the only characters you don't have immediately unlocked being the Update 2 characters. even when you do unlock them, you can't play as them because you choose your party at the start of the run, and it stays like that until the data is deleted, and thus the entire world. This also shortens tasks like using every character chip byte combination against every enemy, because you can't encounter new characters in fixed party mode, and not having access to the Update 2 characters makes that the use of every move on every enemy combination significantly less harsh. Once you complete every task again on normal fixed party mode, repeat all of them one last time on hard fixed party mode. By the last time you play Chica's Magic Rainbow minigame on your final run, you could probably beat it in under a minute, or maybe even 30 seconds, or under, if you're really that hardcore at this point. Once you finally complete every task in every mode of the game, you've done it. You've 100%ed Fnaf World. You no longer have to play it, for you have done everything you could have possibly done in the game. But let's say you're not satisfied. You can complete a few fan-made challenges like only using healing moves or existing in every space possible in every game for every run. Or perhaps some other move limiting challenge. If you do that, there is truly nothing left to do. Wait, what? Why are you playing Ultimate Custom Night? Because it was relevant to the very first task? Okay then, if you want to, I'm not going to stop you. I'm just a video man. Uh, okay then. Complete all the challenges, find all the anime cutscenes, get every character death dialogue, every secret, complete every combination of animatronic difficulties with and without Dee Dee, and be animatronics only she can summon. Okay, now you've 100%ed FNAF World and UCN, but you still aren't satisfied. So you decide to complete every FNAF game, canon and spin-off. After all, the clock ending indicates that FNAF World is canon. So you can complete every night of every game, die on every night of every game from every animatronic active during that night, complete every custom night difficulty combination, and you've been playing FNAF World for so long that you have access to games that don't even exist yet. If you still aren't satisfied, you can 100% all the games Scott Cawthon made before FNAF. You can 100% every FNAF fan game. You can 100% every video game ever made. Wait, every video game? Something tells me that this isn't about FNAF World anymore, is it? You're just trying to fill a hole within yourself, aren't you? Well, in that case, there's only one task left. Step 1. Turn off whatever device you've been playing FNAF World and all of these other games on. Step 2. Head to your porch. You've been playing FNAF World so long, it's the only thing remaining of your neighborhood. Step 3. Sit down in your barely functioning chair and look at the beautiful sunset. One you can barely even see anymore because of futuristic buildings and flying cars. Eventually, though, the flying ships subsist, and you can see the glorious sunset. The sun also appears to have rings, but it's just a Dyson sphere ring humans have put around it. It makes the sun look even more beautiful, just to show just how long you've been playing that game. Step 4, the final step. Feel satisfied. You are a wonderful human being, and you don't have to 100% FNAF World in order to prove it.